Verse 775. The objective world is not the cause of bondage. The cause is bound up in the objective world. The passions are destroyed by knowledge, which is a sharp sword gained by discipline. The objective world is not the cause of bondage. This is like saying a net is not the cause of entrapment. It's true. The cause of entrapment is actually going into the net. The objective world is something which traps our attention. So the cause is bound up in the objective world in the sense that it's our attention which is getting bound up in the objective world. And this is the ongoing challenge. The attention is driven by what is described here as the passions. And we tend to have a rather romantic notion of the passions. But here, passion is the simple act of looking outwards. It's a simple act of directing the attention onto something. And it doesn't have to be in the objective world. The objective world here also includes the world of ideas. It's not just the world of the senses, it's the world of ideas. You can be passionate about ideas, passionate about politics, about mathematics, about religion, about notions of justice. You can be passionate about money, and so on. All of these we direct the attention to because we've invested aspects of our being in this objective world. The objective world is the world of objects, of physical and mental objects. And the passions are the desire for some kind of resolution, for some kind of fulfillment. And the solution is to destroy the passions by knowledge. And here knowledge is probably the translation of the word jnana, which is knowledge in the sense of insight, of understanding, which is not based on directing the attention onto the objective world. It's when the attention rests in itself. It's gnosis. And it's described here as a sharp sword gained by discipline. The image of Manjushri comes to mind. Manjushri is the bodhisattva of wisdom, and he's got this flaming sword. So this is all very wonderful, but the challenge is ongoing from moment to moment. In these videos, I've used myself as an example of applying these teachings and the challenges that it can lead to. And I've mentioned some of the challenges I've had to deal with. And they've been difficult challenges to do with pain. And to do with my sensibilities and my moods. Now this is okay in a way, but the trouble is, as you progress with this, as time progresses even, you think things change. I'm actually in quite a good situation now. I've still got the challenge of my body, although I'm hoping that will be sorted out in the not too distant future. But I've left my night shift job, which I've been doing for 3 years. I find 3 years to be long enough in any job. So I've got some time off now with nothing to worry about except enjoying this lovely summer that we're having here for the next 6 weeks or so. I'm somewhat anxious about getting another job, about what I'm going to do, but that one's easily dealt with. But also I've been exploring supplements. There's one in particular which boosts the serotonin levels in the brain, and I find this quite useful for dealing with certain aspects of my moods. These are non-prescription supplements. So I seem to have a handle on my moods here, which is quite nice. Quite revelatory in some ways, actually. But the trouble is, I've lost my way into these teachings. The way into these teachings has often been through my pain and discomfort. And when things are going very well, when my mood is good, it's sometimes difficult to relate to these teachings when there's not sufficient suffering. So things change, and your starting point into these teachings changes. So there's a need here for an extra degree of what we could call mindfulness with regards to practicing the teachings. And we come back to these verses, of course. These verses always point me back to where I'm essentially coming from. And a verse like this one is very, very succinct and to the point. So the objective world for me, there are a couple of concerns which can keep me occupied. The main thing though is usually my sensibilities, but I seem to have quite a good handle on them. But am I coming back to this knowledge, this gnosis? I suspect the sharp sword of discipline can do with some sharpening. Unfortunately, we've still got quite a few verses to get on with, so I shall let these verses do the sharpening.